bought this thing for $1,500 with no engine in it, like right out of high school. This thing, I daily drove this in college, like in the snow, like a douche canoe. Now it's worth so much money that I feel bad ripping it around. 900 wheel horsepower.
But you still will.
Yeah.
So what's under the hood on this thing?
So it's this is like a 07K out of like a TTRS.
For those of us that don't know, what is this, and then what do these things run for now?
This is our Quattro. So sold in the States. It was like pretty much like the first Quattro that became kind of what everyone knew in the Audi world, and eventually became the rally car, which is why these matter. And in Europe, they got like the Sport Quattro and a bunch of other stuff. We got this one here.
Wow, this is so interesting.
So much billet.
Yeah, so basically this engine never was native longitudinally like this. So this engine was in Volkswagen Audi group cars that were transverse, RS3, TTRS. And so what we did is we made motor mounts, we made an oil pan, some manifolds, some adapters to be able to hook it up to the transmissions that are in these cars, the O&E, and just put it longitudinally. And that's actually what got us into these TTRSs and RS3s, because people saw that we were doing this. They're like, yo, if you can build the motors in that chassis, can you do it in my TTRS and RS3 as well? So that's kind of how we got started, and those is really this car. But yeah, just big turbo, about 900 horsepower.
I like how calmly he says about 900.
This car's kind of a riot. Like, you put this on the dyno and you do like full passes on it on the dyno, and you can't open the doors or anything because there's just so much chassis flex. It's just old.
Wow. This looks way cool. No offense.
Yeah. Mine's still like stock. This thing's got a lot going on.
Can you fire it up?
Yeah, you bet.
Because this thing looks like it's
Like it sings.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes 5 cylinders so cool.
I mean, the exhaust alone looked.
Yeah, it hasn't been running in a few months.
It's got all the interior, like. Starts right up.
Hasn't run in 5 months. Starts right up, no problem.
On slicks too.
Look at him. It's happening.
Look at it's all the regret that I didn't buy one of these when I bought my coupe instead. And what do these go for now? Like
It's probably like a 55, 60,000.
55, 60 grand.
Get out of here.
He bought his for 1,500. I passed on one for 8 grand in like 2002. So you machined the valve cover and also the manifold to kind of look like what the original one looked like. So this is what the OG one kind of looks like.
All right,
Very cool.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So we got this. This is my calibrator, Nick.
What's going on, Nick?
How's it
What's
going?
up, Nick? How are you?
Pretty good.
So this is his 200. He'll kind of explain the 200.
200 is, I bought it to be my winter car. I bought it from Burlington, Vermont.
Wow.
I was from upstate New York at the time. I've owned it for 10 years. From completely stock, my winter car where I went.
This thing is really clean to be a Vermont car. I went to school at University of Vermont. Usually you can see through the floor plan.
It's got like 400,000 miles on the chassis too.
Damn.
It's not in perfect shape, but it's a 1991, so it's in presentable shape for its age.
Really good, dude.
Yeah.
Like the interior
I
from here
had a
looks really
91.
good.
I had a 91 in pearl white,
Oh yeah.
and drove it for like 6 months. And the power steering line blew every like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, forget it, and I pulled the motor out for the coupe
Yeah.
and sold the chassis.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to taking the power plant out of the car. I like the big goofy sedan. It's like a luxury cruiser.
Okay, so to me, I don't know anything about Audis. It looks pretty much stock except for the giant cross-drilled and slotted
Yeah, I
rotors
kind of
and
like subtle.
calipers.
It's a fully built 3B. It's 6-speed swap. It's 10.5 to 1 compression, zona rotor turbo, CNC ported head.
My dream goal is they made these in Lago Blue as well.
Yep.
And I want to get one of these. I want to get the wagon in Lago Blue to tow my car to the track. It's so German. That'd be so the perfect setup. So this is basically the engine that'll eventually go in my car.
I like this.
That
This
is purple
respect.
power. That's purple. I painted it for stealth. Got the vent holes for speed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
The car made 783 to the wheels.
What?
All four? It made
Wait, just repeat that because there was a lot going on. How much did that make to the
It
wheels?
made 783 to the hubs, actually. I don't want to lie. It was on a hub dyno. That was with a larger turbo. I've since downsized the turbo a little bit.
So there is a famous internet video of you launching this thing. There's a reason why.
Yeah.
We gonna get to see this thing launch today?
We can make it launch.
Hell yeah.
Can we hear it?
Yeah. It's got big cams in it too.
This is so low key.
That's the whole point of Audis.
So I did a half-mile event with it, and I had the boost somewhat low. It did 163 and a half. So it moves pretty good.
Can I comment on something?
Oh, you're part of the crew.
Dude, these are racing crafts.
Hell yeah.
Just like-
well, you got the locks on, so obviously you need
Quattro,
business.
dude.
So how long are you gonna let this thing warm up before you give us a good launch? I mean, cold tires means we're gonna get more spin.